Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is episode 2 of Faith in the Magic, where we see God's fingerprints through every story. All right, you know the drill. Get yourself a nice drink, water, smoothie, whatever you're feeling today. Today, we are gonna have some sparkling cider, and I have it in this Disney cup. Love these cups. And I also have a snack this time. The chili roasted pistachios, no shells. So good. If you want something that is like a little kick spicy, you like chili lime type of things, try it. I promise you, you'll be addicted. They are really, really good. And they're a nice, quick on-the-go snack. I have it with cheese sticks sometimes, or fruit, or by itself. It's really good throughout the day to snack on while I'm, traveling from work to the studio, or while I'm at the studio. Just a quick little couple pistachio nuts, in between classes to just fuel myself before I get home for dinner. So go check them out. And they also have more flavors. Cheers. Okay. Grab your pen, grab your notepad, and also grab your Bible. Using the same Bible as I did last time. All right, so today we are talking about another one of my favorite princesses. And if you can't tell by my ears and also my shirt, we are talking about none other than Princess Tiana, Princess and the Frog. And I absolutely adore Princess Tiana. If I can find a picture, I'll put it up on the screen of my prom dress. It was the green of, one of the green colors of Princess Tiana, and also one of the Disney ears that they have for Princess Tiana. It's a nice, calm type of green color. It's not forest green, but it's a nice, calm green color, and that was similar to my prom dress. So I love me some Princess Tiana. And I also have the Princess Tiana Lounge Fly book bag. It's downstairs, but it's the one that they had out when they had made the Tiana's Bayou Adventure Ride. So I'm obsessed with Tiana. That's my girl. All right, let's dive into it. So with Princess and the Frog, we see a lot of different things going on. But what I want to kind of focus on is the whole picture of not just the movie, but Princess Tiana as a person. And not only was she a hard worker, a dreamer, and a giver, but she had a goal. And a lot of us can relate to her in all of those ways, that we're dreamers, we're givers, we're hardworking, and we all have goals. We all have things that we want to achieve, things that we want to strive towards, and, check off our list, all those things. And we can all relate to her story where something has happened with, the process of your dream and the journey, where it was either taken away from you, or you gave up, or just things didn't align like they were supposed to. And, you were trying to make a deal with somebody, but they went with somebody else's offer over yours. And then also we get into the point of giving up on that dream and then not knowing where to go from there. But through Princess Tiana's journey and the movie Princess and the Frog, we see her continuously persevering each and every step of the way. And through her story, she had a lot of twists and turns and unexpected roads and, mountains that she had to climb, from seeing a frog, kissing a frog, turning into a frog, and then being with this person that at first she despised, but ended up growing, he ended up growing on her. Not just with Prince Naveen, just solely focusing on Princess Tiana. We see her hard work and dedication. She wanted that restaurant, and she was going to do every and anything to get that restaurant. And we also see in the opening credits of the movie where she's coming in so tired, probably lays on the bed for a second, and then her alarm goes off for her next job that she had to go to. So, a lot of us can relate to possibly, at some point having, more than one job, or not just having the job, but also having to provide once we got home, and being that person that, cooked all the meals, did all the laundry, all those things, or grew up before we needed to. And we can relate to Princess Tiana. And I'm here to encourage you guys that no matter what you're going through right now, continue to push through, continue to persevere. There are a lot of things that are going on that we individually have, and not just like the whole world of what's going on, but individually we have things that we're going through that we have to remind ourselves to push through and persevere. And like Tiana, like I said, we all have dreams, but also with the road that she was going on and the uncertainty, really, honestly, she was leading herself to, you know, her dream. She was trying to do everything she could. She finally had the money. And then when she went to go, you know, see her dream, like she was right there. She was right there towards her dream. And then it was literally snatched away from her. And she was kind of left just like, okay, now what do I do? And a lot of us have been in those places, and just like she was, where we were so close to a dream and then it was just like gone. And it sucks. It hurts. It's something, you know, that a lot of us have faced and gone through. But I just want to remind you that if Princess Tiana can persevere and continue to remind herself of the passion that she had and the conversations with her dad, and, you know, bringing people together in a community with food and, you know, being around the table and eating together and laughing and, you know, just having conversation, that through that she held tight to that memory and what her dad was telling her and reminding her, and she kept hold of that dream and that passion and desire in her heart. And with God's timing, that dream manifested to something probably she could have never even dreamed of. Where she was at in the space that she was looking at and what she expected and had in her mind and her vision, you know, I'm sure it would have been beautiful. I'm sure it would have, you know, had a lot of people there and it would have been sold out. People would have loved her beignets. But at the end of the movie, not only did she have more than what she could have thought of, she had far beyond what she could have thought of or dreamed of. And then she also had it with somebody along the way that God brought to her to help guide her and also see a different perspective and way of life, and could relate to him in so many ways that it was just a beautiful story. It was just a beautiful story. And again, perseverance and God's timing is basically like the theme of the movie in a way, along with love, you know, unconditional love, hope, and redemption. But the first point I want to point out to you guys, and we can write this down if you have your notes, even when progress at times feels slow, continue to persevere. And like I said, that was like the theme with the movie, is persevering in God's timing. Life is going to continue to keep moving. Life is not going to stop for us to catch up and try to, you know, jump on and start grinding and start getting towards what we need to go towards to get that goal or get to that dream. We literally have to grab it, hold tight to it, and like run with it, you know, and hold it tight to us. A lot of the times you can't share everything with everyone. You know, there's a time and a place to share those dreams and goals that you have, but be very careful, because most of the time those dreams are just between you and God, and he will release to you when it is time to share those things, because a lot of people don't have your best interest at heart. You know, we have to be careful and mindful of who we share those things with, because they could be like, oh, they had this, they talked about this dream, they had this goal, let me take it for myself and say that it was my dream and it was my name on it. You know, people are out there to kill, steal, and destroy, and not just, you know, people in general, but like dreams. People are dream killers, dream stealers. So be very careful with who you share that information to, and you'll know when the time is right to release it to others and to the world. You know, it's okay to do things in silence and move accordingly, and then share it once you feel comfortable sharing it. That's the beauty in our relationships with God, is he tells us, you know, when it's time to release something and share it, and also sometimes when it's time to just be in silence and be isolated from things. And isolation is not a bad thing. Isolation is time to, you know, refocus and get recentered and just focus on yourself. That's okay to do that. Number two, what I want to point out, and which I probably will touch on in a lot of these movies that I bring up or characters, is trusting God's timing. Tiana worked very, very hard. And obviously she wanted her own restaurant. But like I was saying, I believe that if she would have got her restaurant, then it probably wouldn't have amounted to what happened at the end of the movie. And a lot of the times we like to control a lot of things. We like to have our hands in everything, but sometimes it's okay to just sit back and surrender and let, God handle it. Let God take full force and full range over it, because we have a lot of expectations on what we think things should be, or what we think somebody should be doing, or how our plans should go. But we have to just let go of that, because God's timing is going to be so much greater than ours. And an example I have is in my own life. I'm going to say my plan for my life was, at the age of 25, at 24 or 25, I wanted to be married. And then I wanted to start having kids at 25, 26. And be done having kids by 30. I am about to be 30 years old, guys. I'm not married, nor do I have kids. So my plan for my life is not what God wanted for my life. And I am thankful for God's plan, and me realizing about a year and a half ago that it's okay to not be in control anymore. It's okay to step back and let God take control, and take myself out of the driver's seat and put him in the driver's seat, and let him steer the rest of my life and guide me and hold my hand. Allow God to hold your hand through this journey of life and walk with you and show you what doors you should be entering, what doors you shouldn't be entering, what people you should be talking to and what people you shouldn't be talking to. Because he will tell you, like, who you should and shouldn't be talking to. And I had to tell myself and pray to God, like, God, please remove people, places, and things out of my life that you don't have for me or want for me. And I also had a follow-up prayer. I said, God, please allow me to guard my heart and protect my heart and have peace with the decisions that you make. And don't allow me, don't have me, I don't want to be shocked. I don't want to be surprised by the people or things that you remove from my life, because I asked for this. So, when we pray to God, we have to be ready for what he shows us and what we asked for, because it's not going to be what we thought it was most of the time. It's going to be something completely different. And we can't just look at it like, well, I didn't ask for all that, but we did. So we have to be ready for what we asked God for, because the power of the tongue is strong. The words we say, the things that we speak and manifest, it's from our mouth to his ears. So be very careful. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, that, that was the plan I had for my life. I knew down to a T. I'm an organizer. I like to plan things out. So for me, that was very hard for me to accept in my late 20s. Like, once I passed 25 and 26, I was like, okay, God, what you doing up there? Like, this is what I want. Like, I know this is what I want. So what's going on? What you doing? And I had to get to the place of being okay with those things not happening yet, and knowing that I have to continue to focus on me. There's still work that I have to do on me, and there's still other people that I need to impact and things that I need to do just by myself. And I'm okay with that, because I know when God brings me that person and provides me with the life that he has for me, it's going to be my dream life. I'm not going to have to worry anymore about what my dream life is or what time I'm going to be getting married. I don't want to put a timetable on those things. I want God to orchestrate that. And again, he knows when all those things are going to happen. We just have to trust him and trust his plan. All right, guys, quick little break. Wanted to pop in here and say that if you haven't, again, tried the wonderful pistachios, you must get your hands on these. And let me tell you why. A couple reasons why. Not only is it a good go-to snack, but it's plant protein and it's also gluten-free. And on the back here, it says, scientific evidence suggests but does not prove that eating 1.5 ounces per day of nuts, such as pistachios, are part of diet and low in saturated fat and cholesterol, which may reduce the risk of heart disease. So I highly suggest that you go to the store now, try you some pistachios. If you're a person that likes to peel the pistachios, they do have those. But for me, I like these because, like I said, these are a good ready to go, grab and go type of snack that I have for me at my job, I have in between meals, and I also have at the studio when I am teaching my kiddos. So again, go grab you some wonderful pistachios, and they also have a lot of different flavors. So go check it out. All right, guys. So again, reminder, tip number 1, even when progress at times feels slow, continue to persevere. Tip number 2, trust God's timing. And now we are on to tip number 3. Tip number 3, I wrote down, life's detours can be God's way of guiding us to something better. And a lot of the times we look at things in a negative perspective sometimes, of like, we're just questioning a lot of like, why didn't this happen? I thought I did everything. I had it planned out to a T. I thought this is what was supposed to happen, and then it doesn't happen. But in that process, we get led into a direction that we're like, whoa, this was so much better than what I originally had planned, that I'm so glad that this didn't work out, because now I have this. So, you just got to look at life at a different lens and a different perspective, and take a step back sometimes and look at things like, okay, life is always going to have twists and turns and, road bumps. And there's no map of how to do life. We just have to do life. Like I said, life is not going to slow down for us. We have to just continue, take the things that we can, and keep going. We have to keep pushing. We cannot give up just because something didn't turn out, or, we didn't go here and we ended up somewhere else. Like when I was applying for schools in college, I really wasn't sure what school I was going to end up going to. And I had a dream that I wanted to go to school in New York, and that dream didn't happen, but that didn't stop me from continuing to look into other schools pursuing dance, because that's what I went to college for my undergrad. I went to school for dance, and that is what I wanted to study. And I did have a teacher in high school that told me that dance isn't a career. You're not going to make anything out of dance. You're not going to, be successful. And I was just like, yes, I am. Yes, I am. I am. I don't need to, go to school for anything else. This is my passion. This is what I want. And this is what I'm going to do. And I didn't give up because somebody told me that they didn't see that dance was a career. A lot of people have that, stereotype stigma or whatever over dance, that it's not a career. It definitely is. It's a sport. It is a lot of work. Okay. And I worked my butt off in school to get my degree and graduate with my bachelor's degree in dance. So I'm very proud that where I went to school, I was led there, even though there was detours and bumps and things that happened. I'm glad that I was led to Dean College in Franklin, Massachusetts, and that whole experience forever changed my life and my path and my course, and gave me a different perspective, not only on being on my own independently like that, but also just the world of dance, and also friendship too. Taught me a lot of life lessons. So I'm very appreciative for that detour in my life. A question I do want to ask is, and this is also a journal question. There's 2 that I'm going to give you guys. The first one is, what dreams did you have that you let go of because of a setback? What dreams did you have that you let go of because of a setback? And the second one is, are you holding tightly to your plan, or are you open to God's plan, even if it looks different from your expectations? And I want you guys to really take time to answer those questions throughout this upcoming week, and also look into the scriptures and reflect, on, are you really allowing yourself to just be present, and having God take the wheel, and having, everything be on God's timing also gives you the opportunity to be present. I think this life is a fast-paced life. Like I said, things continue to go. And a lot of us are busy, through everyday life, job, family, personal. A lot of people are, getting married. A lot of people are going through their engagement season. A lot of people are being first-time moms and dads. A lot of people are, going through pregnancy journey. A lot of people are going through career life. Any type of thing that you're going through, it is going to be a lot. Life is hard. Life is not going to be butterflies, rainbows, and ice cream and sunshine. It is going to be tough times, but it also is what you make out of those tough times and how you get through the tough times and how you come out on the end. And that is by not giving up and persevering and staying strong through the process and the journey. All right, guys, so the holiday season is coming up, and I know a lot of us are probably trying to figure out what to get our friends. You know, some best friends might be doing Friendsmas, which is almost like a version of Friendsgiving, but, you know, your girlfriends with Christmas type themes. Or you're doing Secret Santa at work, or you're doing stocking stuffers, or just trying to figure out what to get your siblings or your best friend, or you know, if a guy's watching, you're trying to get your girlfriend something, or your little sister, or your wife, and you're trying to get stocking stuffers or cute ideas. Something as simple as lip balm, and lip gloss. Okay, so to Ulta, they have these cute little mini lip duos, and these are only $9. This you'll get 2 scents in the lip balm duo kit. So it's mango and watermelon scents, and this is almost, I guess you can say, like a dupe of the Laneige. And these smell so good. These are mini, so it gives you a feel, you know, to test out, like, do I like this scent? Do I like this one over this one? And then if you do like it, you can get the bigger version. These are great stocking stuffers, and you can also get these for kids, especially if you don't want them to get into lip gloss yet. You can get these lip balm duos. So I highly suggest you go to Ulta to get these lip duos. Again, they are only $9. All right, guys, the last tip I want to give you today, which is tip number 4, is the power of friendship and love. Allow your village to support you and help. A lot of us are very independent, and we like to have the do-it-ourselves mindset, but a lot of the times, things that we are trying to achieve and go towards, we need help with. So ask your friends, like, hey, are you good at taking pictures or videos? I need something done for a brand or getting headshots. Or do you have somebody that's techie on the computer? Ask your friends these questions. We don't always have to go to something to the extreme or expensive. Use your resources that you have. And then also, don't give up on your dream just because you yourself don't know all the ins and outs of what you need to achieve that dream. We got ChatGPT now. Again, ask your friends for help. A lot of our friends have so many different unique talents and gifts that we can use them to help us, you know, start something. Start that business that you have. It can be something small and then grow to something marvelous and big. But don't just stop or not do something because you're unsure of the resources or what it's going to take. Go for it. You only have one life to live, and live it to the best and fullest of your ability, and just be present. Don't give up on your dreams, and continue to persevere, because your dreams can happen just like Tiana's dreams happened of opening her own restaurant. All right. So I'm going to give you guys a couple scriptures. And the first one is 2 Chronicles 15:7. It says, "But as for you, be strong and do not give up, for your work will be rewarded." Matthew 19:26, "With God, all things are possible." And Jeremiah 29:11, "For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord." And I believe that these scriptures are so all, you know, connecting in collaboration with what we talked about today with Princess Tiana, is mainly just persevering and not giving up. So please, I encourage you, if you have a dream that you know, haven't thought about for a month, a year, 5 years, 10 years, go back and sit down and reflect on those 2 questions that I gave you. And I'll also have them below, but also write down your dreams, write down your goals. A lot of the times we go through different phases and we change our mind on things that we want to do. So what your dream looked like, you know, when you were younger may have changed just a little bit, but if it is still the same, go back to it and write it down. Write action steps and a game plan on how you can achieve that goal, because it is still possible for that to happen. And the last scripture I want to give you guys is Isaiah 41:10. And I'm just going to turn to it in my Bible. Okay. Isaiah 41:10 says, "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." Girls and guys, God's got you. Let him hold your hand and guide you through this thing we call life. Be present in the moments, persevere through all life's challenges, ups and downs, and do not give up on your dreams. You can do it. All right, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for more, and I'll be back with more videos. Peace.